It is in. It is absolutely beautiful. Look how that just looks sick. In today's video, we are changing out our LT1 radiator that did not keep up with our coolant demands and swapping out to this DeWitts radiator I got off Summit. I think I said that right. It is very light. I'm not gonna lie, this radiator was very expensive. It's all aluminum. It's supposed to be a 2-core radiator that I think each core is 1 inch long, which is gigantic compared to our factory radiators. So hopefully it's not damaged because it had to be shipped. We have some instructions about our our lifetime warranty, so that's cool. Looks like it's very well made. So I'll pull it out and then I'll bring y'all closer. And we'll talk about some of the things I have read about. Here it is. This thing is absolutely beautiful. And you can see the name of the manufacturer, DeWitts. It's all TIG welded aluminum. This piece is threaded in. You can see this is our steam port. This is if you have a coolant sensor. 2002 does not, so I think there's a plug on the LT1 that I could put in here. You can see this does not have a transmission cooler, which I'm excited about. And we got a petcock down here. There's another drain down there I guess we could use if maybe that's an option, but we do not need it. You can see we got our brackets for our cooling fan. Boom. And then on this side we have our brackets for our condenser. You can see they did raise it here. That was one of the things I was reading about, is some radiators, the cheaper ones, don't fit so well with the factory mount because of something with the top. So I am super excited. That's one thing I didn't want, is to hack up. I want it all to look factory-ish. You can see how thick it is. That is all core. Let's take a gander down. Or let's see. I don't know if you can see that, but that's 2 1-inch cores right here. So let's measure it. Let's see what comes out with. We got our ruler here. So we're about 2. We don't want this to fall. 2 1/4. Now let's go over here to our factory LT1 radiator. Definitely a lot smaller. It is 1 1/2. So definitely a lot larger. We'll see if we can't look at our core. So one thing you're going to see is we got a transmission cooler, which to me it impedes flow because it blocks our lower radiator hose greatly. And we can't even see, well, you can't, kind of can. See if I can turn the light on a little brighter. There you go. So it's one large fin going through. So that's 1 1/2. So this is what I think it said, like a 30% efficiency, a 30% more efficient cooling. Look at the size difference. It is huge compared to the LT1. And can you see that transmission cooler? This blockage, right? Nothing there. And then let's look at the inlet. See, that ain't nothing but a transmission cooler. Impeding flow? Nothing, just solid core there. And we have nothing on this side. So you can see the LT1 style had a fitting here. That's been blocked off here. So I guess if you needed that fitting, you can add it. And you can see this is the coolant, low coolant sensor if you needed it. And we have the hole for it. I just need to take that off. And that's it. You can already see I wasn't using my transmission cooler. I had to relocate it to the rear because I've been chasing down overheating issues for a long time. And this is just built up to spending this much money on this radiator. And I'll be transparent, it was $700. Well, I think it was $800 after tax, tag, and title. All to just enjoy this car. But let's get this moved over, and I think our rubber boot came off with us. Yep, so we need to take that off, and hopefully this fits good. It is in. It is absolutely beautiful. Look how that just looks sick. It mounted so much better than the OEM. I don't know if it's because like these tabs are aluminum. Also, I had like a piece that would ramp air in. I had my what you call ducking in wrong, so that was probably another piece of a bind that was an issue. We're burping right now. I'm ready to start the car. I got the garage open. I'm on ramps. But, I mean, you can see our interference here around. This is about the only place it gets weird. I'd already wrapped mine with electrical tape just because of this terminal was my biggest reason. But it fit absolutely amazing. I'll tell you something I did different was I installed the electric fans from the bottom this time. You see how high I had the car. That was a lot easier. So I have somewhere to go. I'm going to crank the car up. I'm going to burp it, and I'm going to take y'all along. See how this thing performs now it's blazing outside. So what's the final results? Am I happy? Did it work? Well, yes. The radiator did fix all the issues. Highly recommend it. But hear me out. Stay in the video if you made it this far. I had some other issues. So my first issue is I was running the cold air intake that came on these SLPs, the silver thing that goes in front of the radiator. In fact, let me get it and show it to you. Part of me chasing efficiency is I was putting this on still, thinking that big radiator would solve it, which if you don't know, this connects in front of the radiator, and all this area that you're looking at is like 6 inches in front of the radiator. So that was a problem. It didn't work. Or I shouldn't say it didn't work. I should say it blocked airflow, what it was kind of designed to do. So, but I wasn't happy with that. It would make my temperatures creep a lot higher, and I wanted, so we removed it. We'll not be going back with it. It just is what it is. We got a ram air hood, no need for it. Second issue is I didn't realize that my cooling fans were not wired properly. So this engine is a 58 tooth crank. The computer in it is a 24 tooth. I'm running a Holley and the factory computer. When I first put this engine in the car, I let the Holley control everything. I did not know that the factory Pontiac Trans Am uses 3 relays to control your high and low. 3 relays for 2 speeds, but the fans are 1 speed. So I'm going to try to say this so it's understandable because it blew my mind. So what the factory does, and I could be, for my electrical guys, if I say this wrong, I apologize, but it's the gist of it, is they use a relay. Well, they use a series parallel connection, and when you activate the one relay, it runs the power through both fans, which if you're running 12 volts through 2 fans, you're going to have a big amperage draw, and it's going to cut your voltage down. So let's just say now the fans are running on 7.5 volts. That's what they call low. The way they're using low on these cars is cutting the voltage down by using 2 fans on the 12 to 14 volt system. For high, they activate 2 relays in some weird way. I don't know, but anyways, all it does in the end is provides a solid 12 to 14 volts to your fans. So that way you're doubling the capacity of air to your fan. So it's a true high-low. Now I know on certain cars that you'll have 1 fan for high and 1 fan for low. Well, that's not the case on a Trans Am F-body, at least the 98 to 2002. They use both fans for high and low. They just cut the voltage potentially in half, and then they give it full voltage for that. So I had it wired wrong. We set it back up on the factory computer because I installed that limb feather 58 to 24 tooth conversion, and now we can run the factory ECU for that. So now my factory ECU controls the AC, cruise control, and all my fans. No more issues. So that was our 3 issues. We had the cold air, we had an insufficient radiator, and we had the fans. How I know the radiator was needed was because I was overheating at 65 miles per hour. The fans isn't going to help that. The cold air kinda would, but I played around with in and out of that. So either way, we needed a radiator. I highly suggest it. And I'm finally going to end this video, and I hope this helps somebody. On to the next one.